I love it when everybody gets quiet before a service. So we have about 1 minute before we go live on YouTube and on Facebook. And once we do, then it has to be shared with Zoom. So give us about another 2 minutes before we get started, because we have to do all the technical stuff in the back. And Jessica, once we're up everywhere, give me a thumbs up. What board? Who is the board host tonight? Shira? Erfan. Where's Erfan? She's cleaning up. Hopefully she'll be in here by announcements.
Should I ask Jessica to turn the TV on?
Actually, I'd rather the kids stare at three-dimensional, I guess. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a lot of two-dimensional conversations. We are live on YouTube. Are we live on Facebook? Okay, so we're just grabbing it for Zoom right now. So for those of you who can see us on YouTube right now, we're just sharing it with our Zoom community because no one wants to be in the same place. And I do apologize to everyone in the community. Often I'll be looking at the cameras in the back because we do have a large contingent of people who watch us but aren't physically present, especially our elderly, who feel more comfortable being on the other side of the camera. You're going to want to mute all of them except, you need to mute all of them, Jessica, because I can hear them. Mute all and don't let them unmute themselves. Because I definitely heard Florence. Do you need help back there, Jessica? People found their way to the far left. Okay, Jessica, are we on Zoom? We're good? Awesome. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is great to see everyone here tonight. I know that most of you that are joining us at this service had that wonderful dinner put together by our religious school director, Samantha. And I know we all enjoyed sitting in 45-degree weather and eating it outside. Hopefully COVID can go away so we can eat indoors once again. Tonight we have our 3rd through 5th grade religious school students, give or take a year here and there, who will be helping us lead tonight's service. And so thank you to all the kids and to all the parents that are in the room. Thank you for braving a chilly night. I know that this kind of weather to us feels like we're in the Antarctic. I know that for people who live in actual cold cities, this would feel warm. So Hallie is not Cantor Noah, but Hallie works with our youth full time, and she is going to be our cantor tonight, and she has a beautiful voice, and so we're looking forward to hearing her sing and share the prayer experience with all of you. So we're going to dive right in with Hinei Matov E.O. Here we go.
E-O, E-O, O-O. E-O, O, E-O, E-O, O, E-O, O. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How great it is for brothers and sisters to hang out on this day. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat. Shalom. Shabbat. Shalom.
Let's say a big Yasher Koach.
Thank
Koach,
you.
a great way to start the evening. We turn to page 138 for Lachado D. Lachado D is that song we sing every Friday night where we welcome in the Sabbath bride. We want her to enter our lives and our hearts. So, kids, I want you all to think about something that excites you when it shows up. Is it an Amazon package? Is it a grandparent? Is it a special meal that is delivered to your door? Well, imagine that special friend deal, the delivery, whatever it might be. Imagine it dressed up like a bride, and she only comes on Friday nights, and that would be our Sabbath bride. And so now we're going to turn to page 138. We'll be doing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, rising on that last verse, facing the back door, and welcoming the Sabbath bride. Here we go.
Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. La 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 la. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Shamor bezachor bedibor echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, Leshem multiferet velit ki la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, b'uf ma'aseh b'machshtada hi la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, kiva ore kumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
Rise and face the back door.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei ham segula. Boi chala, la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, pene Shabbat nekabela.
You may be seated. Now, typically on a religious school evening like this, we invite up all the families. I think if I did that right now, though, everybody in the community would be coming forward. So I think what I'd like to do tonight is to invite up all of our students to come forward and be on either side of the table. And then after you've come, I'm going to light the candles. So if all the students can come forward, even if you're a little bit older, you can come forward for this. Be on either side of the table. And then Samantha, we're going to keep all the kids up here who are doing parts afterwards. So if you need a part, or do they have parts? Yes, okay. So come on either side of the table. Come close to the table, guys. Come close to the table. Don't be scared of the table. So we're going to light our Shabbat candles. So this becomes like a gateway, guys. See how that's a gateway? And so the idea is the Sabbath bride walks through that gateway and enters our homes and our lives. And the idea is that she's going to make us comfortable and happy. Here we go.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la.
Okay, kids, we're going to reach our hands out towards the candles. We pull in once for Shabbat love, once for Shabbat kisses, and once for Shabbat ice cream. I promise. You can tell your parents that.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lechadlik ner v'tzivanu lechadlik ner v'tzivanu lechadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And now, if you're participating in the service, I'd like you to sit on the edge in the front on the yellow line. Can you guys do that? If you're participating. And Samantha, you know who that is.
Third through fifth grade?
Third through fifth graders, you are going to sit on the lovely golden yellow line. Yes, sit right there.
Jonah, why don't you come to this side?
Yeah. Thank you. So in preparation of our family Shabbat, you can see my face. There you go. I gave the students 4 different prompts to choose from. So throughout the evening, actually for the beginning of the evening, our students will be answering different prompts. So the first prompt, when we pray, we give thanks for blessings in our lives. What are blessings you are thankful for and why? First student, Joshua.
I am thankful for my brothers and sisters because they're in my life.
Thank you. Having siblings is definitely wonderful. Nathan.
I'm very grateful for getting blessed to be going back to school this year because it's been very important to see friends and start learning.
Thank you, Nathan. And now Rabbi John is going to tell us why we bow for the Barhu. Friends, remember how we stand for the Barhu and look at the ark? Let's do that now.
So kids, I want you to all stand on that yellow line. They've been learning, and I need everyone else to please rise. They've been learning in religious school when it comes to bowing for the Barhu. Who bows first, guys? The rabbi. How about the rabbi and the cantor?
The
leader.
leader.
But guess what? You're all the leaders tonight. And then what do they do out there? What does the community do? Right. So we bowed the first time. They bowed the second time. Makes sense, right, guys? Fabulous. So, and I'll call it out like that. Here we go.
Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
The first time everyone on the bima bows, nobody out there bows. Here we go.
Baruch hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Now everybody bows.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach. לעולם ועד. המבורך, המבורך, לעולם ועד.
I'm going to ask our students to face our community. I'm going to ask everyone to remain standing. Samantha, please.
For our next question, what would you ask God for in 2022? Simone.
Food. Yeah, enough food.
Enough food. And Ian.
To end COVID.
To end COVID, absolutely. And Jonah.
He's over here.
Thank you.
To have enough food and water for everybody.
Enough food and water for everyone. Wonderful. Okay, now we are going to do the Shema.
So everyone's going to take a hand and cover their eyes. Let's take a big, deep breath in. A nice, silly breath, and then a nice, silly breath out. And another big, silly breath in. And hold it and let it out. And now a very quiet, serious breath. Here we go. Hold it and let it out. The Shema.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed.
Our community can sit, but our students should stand. And I believe there's another quiz question for our kids from Samantha.
I wouldn't call it a quiz question. Thoughtful responses. How are you going to help in Tikkun Olam, repairing the world in 2022? Naomi.
I can be kind to everybody and help spread love and joy through the community, and I can also help by recycling and not littering.
Thank you, Naomi. Maggie.
By cleaning up trash on beaches.
I love that. Aviva, do you want to do this one or the next one? Okay. Now for the Ve'ahavta.
And the kids can sit down on the yellow line for just a moment as Hallie leads us all in the Vahafta.
ואהבת
Page 154.
את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וכשרתן להיות על ידיך וחיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Turn to page 158 for the Mia Chamocha. I'm going to have all the kids stand right now. I know we have an introduction. Let's hold the piano because the kids' voices are very quiet. If they could all stand up on the yellow line, because we're actually not doing page 158. So here we go. Let's hear the question and the answers. Just hold.
Looking back on this past year, where have you grown through your experiences? Aviva?
I've grown by turning 10.
Absolutely. Nathan?
I have grown with my relationship, and I've gotten more friends.
Thank you.
Thank you. And now, Hallie, are we doing Michal Molka or are we doing Dancing at the Sea?
Standing at the sea.
Standing at the Sea. With some dancing in there, though, right?
There's some dancing
And we
in
are
there.
expecting all the kids to show off their dancing, swimming, surfing skills, correct? Okay, here we go.
Standing at the sea,
Micha
Micha
Mocha,
Mocha, standing at the sea. Micha Mocha, standing at the sea. Micha Mocha, freedom's on its way. And now we're jumping at the sea. Micha Mocha, jumping at the sea. Micha Mocha, jumping at the sea. Micha Mocha, freedom's on its way. And we yell freedom, 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 freedom's on its way. And now we're surfing at the sea. Micha Mocha, surfing at the sea. Micha Mocha, surfing at the sea. Micha Mocha, freedom's on its way. Now we swim. We're swimming at the sea. Micha Mocha, swimming at the sea. Micha Mocha, swimming at the sea. Micha Mocha, freedom's on its way. We yell freedom! 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 Freedom's on its way.
How about a big Yasher Koach for our students? Yasher Koach, you guys can have a seat. Thank you so much for your help. We might need a little bit of help doing the Amidah in a few minutes. So we now turn to page 162 for Vishamru. Vishamru is that prayer we say where we are reminded that we need to both bless, watch, and protect Shabbat. The traditional idea is to observe and to protect. But let's think about all the things we can do when it is Shabbat. All the ways we can remember, protect, observe, keep. Each one of these, well, can take on a slightly different form so that we can truly enjoy our Sabbath. So we are on page 162 for Vishamru. Here we go.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל בני ישראל אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי שש יתמים עשה אדוני עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
we turn to page 371 for Misha Berach. So kids, if you know somebody who might be sick, maybe they have a cold, maybe they have a runny nose, maybe they got a fever or a flu, maybe they just broke their arm, God forbid. But if you know somebody who got hurt or injured, or maybe who's just super sad lately, you're supposed to mention their name out loud before we say this prayer. So I want everyone to put on their thinking hats. Well, I guess a thinking hat would look more like that. But think for a moment about somebody you know that needs a prayer because of their health, or whether it's physical or mental, who needs a little help. And I'm going to read a list of names, and afterwards I'm going to ask you to add some names to my list. So on my list, I got Jim Banlin, Richard Barrett, David Berger, Bella Kane, Gil Cherish, Miles Dietz, Micah Enberg, Diane Fantel, Sharon Feist, George Gugassi, Bonnie Halpern, Bill Harris, Jessica Israelite, Sarah Knopf, Michael Levy, Ramon Lucindo, Adrian Martison, Jackie Jean Michaels, Phil Oberman, Bryn Pine, Brandon Rapport, Brendy Rosenblum, Beverly Rosov, Lisa Sage, Marvin Sagerman, Gail Silva, Rose Sillerick, Esther Weissman, Eric Smith, Henny Weisvogel, Devorah Chaya, Bat Miriam Vesvidov, Svi Hillel, Bat Ratzala Yeshayahu. If you have additional names for our Misha Berach list, someone you know needs a prayer, say it out loud, nice and loud. Misha Berach Avatenu V'imatenu. May the God of our ancestors grant a refuah shlema, a complete and full healing to all those named this evening and to all those we hold in our hearts. And together we say, Amen. The singing of Misha Berach, page 371.
Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misha Berach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We're now going to turn to page 164 of the Amidah. I'm going to ask all the kids to be brave and to step out into the aisles as everyone stands up. Can everyone please rise? And if our kids can go in the aisles like they do during religious school, because we're taught when we start the Amidah that we need to take 3 steps backwards and 3 steps forward. And you don't get much space in an aisle if you're doing that. If you're in an aisle, you end up doing this and then this. It doesn't do much. So we tell the kids to find a spot where they are comfortable, where they can take their 3 steps backwards and their 3 steps forward. So that way they enter this prayer. Because we take a walk back, we take a moment, and then we enter the prayer. And if any adults would like to share them in this exercise, it's nice when you don't have to run into the seat. It's nice when you can just take the steps you need to take to really feel present for the Amidah. So we're on page 164, and as it says at the top of 165, we need to pray as if everything depended on God and act as if everything depends on us. Every one of our actions can be holy. They can lead to a better world. We are on page 164. Hallie, please.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufia ki tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah. Ha'el hagadol hagibor v'hanora el elyon gomel chasadim tovim v'konei hakol v'zocher chasdei avot ve'imahot ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה. Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah, Rav lehoshia. Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem. Mechalkel chaim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim perofeh olim, umatir asurim, umechayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha bal gevurot. Umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lecha hayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol.
Top of 170. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, ukdoshim b'chol yom yehulucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh. We continue silently through page 180. And kids, whenever you're done with your silent prayer, don't forget to take 3 steps backwards, bow left, right, center, and then take your seat. But pray silently for a few seconds. Here we go.
Ose shalom bimromav. Ose shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. 1, 2, 3. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
So beautiful. I think Hallie has the voice of an angel, but that's just me. Hi, everyone. My name is Rabbi Jade. Shabbat Shalom. It's so exciting to see all of you here tonight. And my friends, my fourth and fifth graders, I have a job for you. In the middle of this story, I'm going to ask you a question. And at the end, I want you to tell me what you think this story is trying to tell us. Are you ready? Thumbs up? Awesome. Okay. There once was a queen, and she had a magnificent queendom, but she also had a magnificent collection of jewels. Among her jewels was her favorite, a great, perfect, enormous diamond. After each long day, hard days even, of governing, of resolving problems, of making difficult decisions, she would go into her private chambers to meditate on the perfection of the diamond. The diamond brought the queen great joy. Holding it and looking at its surfaces, she would gaze upon its facets. To her, the diamond was proof that there was something perfect in the world. Everything else was flawed. One night, a great tragedy happened. While the queen was holding the diamond, it fell from her hands. Oh! And the diamond went careening to the floor, and it smashed. She bent down. Her hands were shaking. She picked up and peered into the diamond. To her horror, she saw that the diamond had a long crack from the tippy top to the bottom. The queen was horrified. The diamond was flawed. Its perfection was gone. This tragedy overtook the queen. She grieved for the jewel. Her symbol of something that could be perfect in the world was gone. She was inconsolable. She cried a lot. She couldn't sleep. She couldn't eat. The ministers and advisors brought jewelers, gemologists, scientists, technicians, and even wizards to the palace to try to fix the queen's diamond. But they all failed to repair the crack. Finally, there came an old wise craftswoman. She approached the queen. She looked carefully at the diamond for a long time. She looked into the eyes of the queen and she said, "Give me 1 week and I'll be able to fix it for you." "You can repair it?" she said. "So many others have tried, but they haven't been able to figure it out," the queen said desperately. "Give me 1 week and I'll bring it back more perfect than before." "More perfect?" the queen said. "Yes, more perfect." Remember how I said I was going to ask you a question? This is the question. What do you think the craftswoman did to save the diamond? Joshua. Put it back together. That's a really good idea. Any other ideas? Yes. Hot glue. Love it. I don't know if they had a hot glue in that palace, but that's a great idea. Yes. I really want to hear what you said. What did you say? Oh, nice. Brilliant idea. The idea was that the diamond was broken into even smaller diamonds and handed out to everybody. So let's see if one of us or all of us are right. The queen was intrigued by the craftswoman's offer, and she said, "Okay." A week came and went, and the craftswoman brought back the diamond. "Have you fixed it?" the queen said. "I have. It is once again perfect. In fact, it's more perfect than it was before." The woman handed the diamond to the queen. The queen lifted the diamond, and she lifted it up to the light, and the crack was still there. Her face turned red, and she said, "Are you making a joke out of me? The crack is still here." The craftswoman said, "No, take a look again." She lifted the diamond one more time and spun it, and she saw that the craftswoman had actually carved rose petals at the very top of the crack, so that when you looked at the diamond at different angles, the crack was actually the stem of a rose. A rose had been changed and made into the diamond. "Here, my queen," offered the craftsman. "It's not only repaired, but in truth, it is now more unique, more remarkable, and more perfect than ever before." So, my final question for all my friends here. What do you think this story is trying to teach us? Yes, Aviva. Brilliant. Nice. Aviva saying that perfection isn't really a thing, and it's something that changes. Brilliant. Yes, Naomi. Wow. If you change your perspective, something that looks like a problem can actually be something that's good. Yes. You shouldn't give up. Brilliant. Right. Something that's not beautiful can always be turned into something that's beautiful. Awesome. Joshua, I saw your hand. You want to share? Brilliant. Don't judge something by how it looks. Awesome. Thank you so much for your input. I think you all made that story even better than it was. So, my friends, thank you. So, my friends, it's now time to turn to the Mourner's Kaddish. The Mourner's Kaddish honors those of us who we have lost recently or in the past. And tonight we are thinking about the yard sites of certain people. This is the anniversary of certain people's deaths. Those people are Philip Garish, Paul Glazer, Alexander Golding, Albert Gregory, Bernard Gusto, Elizabeth Hellman, Richard Hopwood, Raina Kasker, Dottie Kaplan, Richard Landis, David Levine, Calvin Levinson, Maury Maltz, Irving Mann, Ephraim Meltzer, Marian Meltzer, Morris Miller, Martin Newman, Irving Octus, Esther Pivara, Natalie Pollack, Thomas Ronan, George Schultz, Eleanor Shapiro, Randy Shockling, Sylvia Witkowski. If you are in a period of mourning, whether that be the 7 days of Shiva, 7 days of mourning, 30 days of mourning, or the first year of mourning, we ask you to please rise. If there are any names in your heart, please say them out loud as my hand and eyes meet yours. We remember our recently departed, Lenny Pasternak, remembered by the Pasternak family, Robert Mangoy, remembered by the Ames family, Gertrude Drucker, remembered by the Dorn and Drucker families, Donna Frankel, remembered by the Frankel and Schulman families, and Betty Dunner, remembered by the Dunner family. Please rise if you are able to as we say the Mourner's Kaddish on page 598. Yikadal v'yikadash shmei Rabbah. Ve'alma divra cherite ve'almich machote. Ve'chayachon yuvilmechon uchaye dechol Beit Israel. Bagala uvizman karim v'yimeru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitrar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalal shmei kudisha brichu. Le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata. Dam v'imram v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Israel v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mamav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel v'imru. Amen. We now call up Irfan for our announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. I would like to say thank you to Rabbi John, Hallie, Jade, Samantha, our pianist, and Jessica for streaming tonight's service. And, of course, to our religious school children for the beautiful participation. And thank you to Larry Metzler for sponsoring tonight's oneg in memory of his parents, Ephraim and Marion Meltzer. A list of a couple of things that are happening that you should definitely check out because you don't want to miss out, online or in our weekly newsletter. This Sunday, December 12th at 12:30 is our family field trip to the Screwball Center. For additional information, see Allie. Wednesday, December 15th at 5, join the Renaissance group for drinks and drosh with our wonderful rabbinic intern, Jade. Did you miss out on your B'nai Mitzvah? Well, don't fret, because the adult B'nai Mitzvah class is starting Sunday, January 9th. You'll learn the fundamentals of prayer book, Hebrew, study tefillot, prayers, and practice the art of reading Torah. Most importantly, you will make close friends with whom you'll share your adult B'nai Mitzvah. I'll be there, so come and be my friend. Keep your eyes out for our annual poker tournament happening February 6th. It's not too early to register. So when you go home tonight, or those of you that are at home after the service, stick on your computer and register for that poker tournament. Our newly reopened ECC is gaining momentum. If you have any questions this evening, I'd be happy to help you answer them. We have doubled our numbers so far, so if you have friends, send them on over. We have a great ECC program. Save the date for our annual gala happening May 14th. And please keep your eyes open on emails and visit koltikvah.org for all registrations and even more events. I thank you all for joining us tonight in person and on Zoom, and Shabbat Shalom.
Right now, I'd like everyone to stand up and place your child or children directly in front of you, or your grandchildren, or your spouse, depending on who you are with. And if not, if you're back there, send your essence out our way. I'm going to do the blessing of the children. Or I'll just do a shorter version. I'll do the priestly benediction right now. And after I'm done, please whisper a special blessing just for your child, from you to them, or you to him, or you to her. And if you're out there in Zoom land, do the same thing with whoever you're with. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yihuneka, Yisadonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May the light of God always shine upon you. And may that light of family always surround each and every one of you, protecting you, caring for you, giving you joy in each and every moment. And together we say amen. And now whisper that special prayer. From my wife. And now, if you are here without a child, I'd like you to come forward to hold our Kiddush cup tonight. We have, I think, 4 people without children. If you don't have, oh, actually, and the 2 of you should also come up. No? Okay. I guess, never mind. And come over here, not behind us, come to the side of the table. It's because of the camera. And I'd love for, how about this? We'll have this half the table hold the Kiddush cup. Come, Jade, closer. And you'll hold the challah this side, okay, in a second. Let's all hold up our imaginary Kiddush cups. Here we go, a short Kiddush.
Baruch atah
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. L'chaim. Club. And I'm out of order tonight, but we're going to do hamotzi and then our closing song. And that way the people up here can eat the bread as we sing. Let's all point at the challah and go yummy, yum, yum. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz atei avon.
You should all take a little bite because you have you said a blessing. I want everyone else to put your arms around one another for our closing song.
Yeah? Sing it. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. One more time. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for joining us in the sanctuary. Thank you for joining us online. We can stop our streams. They'll leave the Zoom room open so they can say hello to one another. We have oneg in the next room, I believe. We think we have cookies in the next room.